Ferdinand Marcos was the president of the Philippines from 1965 to 1986. He is a Filipino man born on September 11, 1917, in Surat, Philippines, and passed away on September 28, 1989 in Honolulu, Hawaii, in the US. He was married to Imelda Marcos, or originally known as Romualdez, a Filipino native. Marcos was a businessman at mind, and always thought about himself or his family friends first. An example of this leads to the fact that he had stolen or tricked the citizens of the Philippines to pay extra taxes in order to fund relief projects, when really, the money was going into his own pocket. He cared for his pride and also power. An example of this would be the debt that the Philippines would be stuck in due to his own greed, as well as the economic decline by the end of Marcos's rule. To save himself, he would run away to Hawaii and hide before dying to natural cause. Marcos is also a very charismatic and confident leader. This led many people to trust and believing in Marcos. His confidence gave the citizens a safe haven in which they could be protected by his own rule. Ferdinand Marcos had impacted the country in many ways, and had also influenced many of the citizens to believe him due to his confidence and charisma. Socially, Ferdinand Marcos had made many of the people much more united under his influence during the elections. But on the other hand, he also split the country in half when he had run away from the responsibility of dealing with the country's debt or was accused of assassinating Aquino. Economically, Marcos had left the country of Philippines in a much more worse state than when he had first gone into office. For example, the currency exchange system is an easy way to figure out the economic situation in comparison between countries. When Marcos had first entered as president, the currency exchange between the US and the Philippines in 1965 was 3.9 Filipino dollars to 1 US dollar. But by the time he left in 1986, the exchange rate was 20.4 Filipino dollars to 1 US dollar. Politically, Marcos had done quite well as he had had many of the citizens following his rules and could also manage or control the government with ease when needed. Adding on to this, he had established a great ally in the US, as he had aided the US in a few wars and also supported many decisions made by the US president. From Tyranny, Chapters 3 and 10 relate and connect to Ferdinand Marcos the most. In Chapter 3, Beware the One-Party State, tyranny speaks of the trust in which people put in the government, only to find that it is much more run by one person rather than a group effort. This chapter connects to Ferdinand Marcos and the Filipino citizens, as they had originally thought that they were voting for a man who would work with others to support and build their country, when later on they realized that they were cheated. From Chapter 10, Believe in the Truth. Tyranny speaks of the truth from the words or speech of leaders, how many people would bend the truth as they don't fully believe that there is something wrong with actual reality.